We just witnessed the scariest part about the Kansas City Chiefs. So we're going to be going through that and 3 other stories in today's video. So make sure to like this video. And if you want more Kansas City Chiefs news content like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel by hitting that red button down below. The first story is Chiefs add Kareem Hunt to active roster. According to the NFL's official transactions report, the Kansas City Chiefs made 2 roster moves on Tuesday, activating running back Kareem Hunt from the practice squad while waiving Keontae Ingram. The Chiefs added Hunt, an original 2017 third-round pick made by Kansas City, to their practice squad following the news that starter Isaiah Pacheco would miss somewhere in the range of 6 to 8 weeks from a fractured fibula. In their workout with Hunt, the Chiefs liked how Hunt looked physically, but thought he could use some time to get in football shape and acclimate to the playbook. "He looks like he's in decent shape," said head coach Andy Reid on Friday. "He has to have an opportunity to play. I think he could play in a football game somewhere, to tell you the rest, but he came in good shape, so that's a plus there." Hunt joins a Chiefs running back room that includes Carson Steele and Samaje Perine. Veteran Clyde Edwards-Helaire is eligible to return from the non-football injury list in Week 5. On Sunday, the Chiefs will travel to Los Angeles to play the Chargers in their first AFC West game of 2024. Later this week, Hunt is expected to speak to media members for the first time since his return to the team. The Kansas City Chiefs are 3-0 through their first 3 games. And yet the national focus has been on Patrick Mahomes' 4 early season interceptions and Travis Kelce's lack of production. When asked about the latter on Monday, September 23rd, Chiefs head coach Andy Reid cleared up why he believes Kelce has only 8 catches for 69 yards heading into Week 4. "Well, I've mentioned to you that how Rashee Rice's game goes is kind of how Kelce's goes," Reid said. "So, what defenses are doing is they're working hard at taking Kelce out of the picture. And Kelce is going, hey, listen, if they're going to do that, then Rashee's going to get a lot of catches. He knows that, but somewhere that levels off." In other words, the Chiefs' offense forces opposing defenses to pick their poison between Kelce and Rice, 2 masters of the intermediate passing game. According to Reid, they're currently choosing to double-team Kelce rather than Rice. Of course, the early byproduct of that trend is that Rice has been putting up ridiculous numbers. Through 3 games, the second-year wide receiver has 24 catches for 288 yards and 2 touchdowns. Reid doesn't expect that to continue all season, however. Rashee, he's a force in there. I mean, he's a good football player and he's tough when he has the ball in his hands, he said. "So, I'm sure he'll be getting a lot more attention as we go." You heard it here first. Don't sell those Kelce shares just yet. As teams begin to prioritize the 24-year-old Rice, things should open up more for the future Hall of Fame tight end. And it's only a matter of time before defenses start switching that game plan. Mahomes shared a similar sentiment on Kelce after the Week 3 victory. "The respect factor they have for Kelce is just unreal," Mahomes told reporters on September 22nd. "It's well-deserved, but I mean, we're calling a lot of plays for Kelce, and it's like 2 or 3 defenders are going to him." Meaning, Kelce's struggles are more due to a lack of respect for a Kansas City WR core led by Rice, rookie Xavier Worthy, and veterans like Justin Watson, Juju Smith-Schuster, and Mecole Hardman. Kelce is still the top priority as of now, although that could change, as Reid mentioned above. The second story is Kansas City Chiefs outlast Atlanta Falcons to move to 3-0, but there is still some problems. The Kansas City Chiefs are one of the NFL's 4-3-0 teams, but it was difficult to tell in their locker room after their 22-17 win over the Atlanta Falcons on Sunday night. Patrick Mahomes in particular sounded a little like a player whose team had lost. "I feel like I haven't played very well, and that's not a stats thing," said Mahomes, who threw a pair of touchdown passes but also had an end zone interception. "I just feel like I'm missing opportunities whenever they're out there and not throwing the ball in the exact spot I want it to be at. I'm not playing my best football, and we're still getting wins, so I've got to get better to make the offense better." The Chiefs preserved their lead in the fourth quarter with 2 defensive stops inside the Kansas City 15. Both times, the Falcons turned the ball over on downs. Coach Andy Reid had a slightly more cheerful assessment, but one of his post-game talking points focused on the offense putting the Chiefs in jeopardy by going 3 plays and out on its one drive in between the 2 defensive stops. After the Falcons scored a touchdown on the opening drive, the Chiefs put together a methodical, time-consuming 17-play drive that appeared destined to end with a score of their own. But they instead came away with nothing when Mahomes threw the end zone interception to safety Justin Simmons, a former Denver Bronco who has 6 career picks against Mahomes. No other player has more than 2 against him. Those are the mistakes that you can't make in the red zone, and it seems like I make it to Simmons every time I play him, Mahomes said. The Chiefs have emphasized getting more big plays offensively this season, but other than a 27-yard throw to Rashee Rice in the third quarter, their longest play was 17 yards. Mahomes threw 39 passes but had just 217 yards to show for them. It's about me getting back to my fundamentals, putting our guys in the right position, and then we've got to execute at a higher level offensively, Mahomes said. If teams are going to make us drive the field, we have to prove that we're able to do that. And I'm sure we'll get a lot of the same this next week with the game against the Chargers. The Kansas City Chiefs are beating the competition in the NFL like no other. The football team is ranked first in the NFL Power Rankings, has won 3 of the last 5 Super Bowls, and has one of the best quarterbacks the game has ever seen. With so many accolades, one would think the Chiefs would be the most valuable team in the league, yet it doesn't even rank among the top 10 on NFL valuation charts. In what may surprise many NFL fans, the Chiefs are currently the 18th most valuable team in the league, with a valuation of $6.07 billion and revenue of $590 million as of 2024, according to CNBC. The Dallas Cowboys, a franchise that has not won a Super Bowl since 1996, is the highest valued franchise with a valuation of $11 billion, an annual revenue of $1.22 billion. The NFL is the most lucrative sports league in the world, with an aggregated value of approximately $163 billion and an estimated annual revenue of over $20 billion. The Football League has been a for-profit trade association since 2015 and distributes its revenue among its 32 teams. The NFL wants to create total parity and equal competition on the field. So by using this model, everyone is more fairly set instead of having wide disparities, said Sponsor United CEO Bob Lynch to The Street. The NFL obtains most of its income from national revenue, which includes media rights, merchandise, and licensing contracts. The third story is Harrison Butker could break NFL record. The Kansas City Chiefs made Harrison Butker the highest-paid kicker in NFL history when they signed him to a 4-year, $25.6 million extension this past offseason, and he will be looking to prove he was worth the money. The Chiefs were able to get the win in Week 2 against the Cincinnati Bengals after a 5-yard field goal from Butker went through the uprights with no time left. But the team's special teams coordinator, Dave Toub, thinks Butker could do even more special things this season, saying he could break an NFL record. In a recent press conference, Toub said that he has seen Butker hit a 68-yarder with no wind assisting him in practice. The record is 66 yards, which was made by Justin Tucker back in 2021 to beat the Detroit Lions. Toub thinks Butker will have a chance to get that, and he thinks he could make it easily, as he says he has seen him make a 73-yard kick with wind at his back. There is no video evidence of these claims, but Toub is not the first to say this about Butker. Butker is one of, if not the best kicker in the NFL. So if there is one person that could break Tucker's record that has stood for 3 years, it will be him. With starting running back Isaiah Pacheco now on the Kansas City Chiefs reserve injured list and backup Clyde Edwards-Helaire still on the reserve NFI non-football injury roster, the team is in a peculiar situation. Among its available running backs, the player with the most time on Kansas City's roster is practice squad running back Kareem Hunt, who was just signed off the street. Hunt hasn't played for the Chiefs in almost half a decade. Running backs coach Todd Pinkston thinks the first order of business will be getting Hunt reacclimated to the team and the playbook. We've just got to get him up to speed on what things that we do, and a lot of stuff that he's doing now is coming back to him, Pinkston told reporters on Thursday. So, once we get him up to speed, we'll go from there. Offensive coordinator Matt Nagy agreed. There's a lot that goes to it, he said on Thursday. But for his situation, it's just kind of relearning the offense and getting back into the sync of the physical parts with the reps. Still, the coaches have liked what they've seen so far. For the most part, he's been impressive.